Page 393. How can I find and use? Find and use the measures of the interior angles of a polygon. How can I find and use the measures of the interior angles of a polygon? Let's get a definition real quick. Diagonal of a polygon. That is a segment that connects any two non-consecutive vertices. And whoever's popping their gum, knock it off. Diagonal of a polygon. It's a segment that connects any two non-consecutive vertices. So if you're given a polygon, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-sided, so it's a pentagon. An example of a diagonal, okay, would be a segment that connects any two non-consecutive vertices. Non-consecutive meaning vertices A and B are consecutive, okay? And vertices A and E are consecutive. They're next to each other. But now, if you took a segment and you connected A to C, okay, you're connecting two non-consecutive vertices, and that segment's called a diagonal. And here's another diagonal. So what do we just break this this pentagon into? Three triangles, right? How many sides did the pentagon have? 5. How many triangles did it break into? 3. Okay? So that's where the formula for the sum of the interior angles of a polygon is derived from. What's the sum of these 3 angles in this top triangle? 180. What's the sum of these 3 angles? 180. And the sum of these 3? 180. Okay? So what do you think the sum of the pentagon is? 180 times 3? 180 times 3, which is 540. Okay? So here's the formula. If you look at the bottom of 396, the sum of the interior angles. The sum of the interior angles of an n-gon is, n minus 2 times 180. Where n is the number of sides. An n-gon is it's a term of reference. A quadrilateral, it's got 4 sides. Pentagon, 5. Penta's 5, right? Hexagon, okay. Octagon, 8. Yeah, you're funny. Okay, so when you're starting to talk about an n-gon, 13 sides. It's called a 13-gon. 30-sided shape. It's a 30-gon. What they're saying, whatever the prefix is before the gon is telling you how many sides there are. Okay? That's what the prefix does. So if you take the number of sides and you subtract 2 from it and multiply that by 180, it'll give you the sum of all the interior angles. Okay? If you picture an octagon, how many? It's got 8 sides, right? So you have the ability to draw 6 diagonals because a diagonal connects non-consecutive vertices. So now with those 6 diagonals, you're creating 6 triangles, right? Each triangle's interior angle sum 180, so 6 times 180. All right? That would be the long way to do it. And if you had a 30-gon, obviously you wouldn't want to draw 28 diagonals. But the rule, the number of sides minus 2 times 180 will give you the sum of all the measures of any polygon. Yes?
So it doesn't matter like what side you come out of to draw your diagonal?
No. No matter which side you come out of. Say we came out of side B and connected non-consecutive. You're still going to get 3 triangles, right? Because when you're connecting non-consecutive, you're not going to be able to connect to the first vertex on either side of where you're starting. So that's why it's the number of sides minus 2. Okay? All right, so look at the next page on the bottom, page 394. The type of problems you're going to see today will look like, here's another 5-sided. You may be given this picture. All right, and you're going to be asked to solve for x. So step 1 is going to be to find out what all these angles have to add up to. Right? And we just did a pentagon, so you know they all have to add up to 540, don't they? So you got to combine all your like terms and set them equal to 540 to solve for x. So you got 2x and 2 more x is how much? 4x and 3x is
7x.
plus 3 more.
10x.
You got 10 x's. And then you got a 14 and 14. 28 plus 142. 170. So plus 170 has to equal 540. Subtract your 170 from each side. Divide by 10. X is going to equal 37. You may be asked to find X. You may be asked to find an angle measure. You know, maybe this is angle L. You may be asked to find a measure of angle L. So you solve for X first, substitute it in here, and do the math. So if you did 3 times 37 plus 14. 125. So angle L equals 125. Any questions there? Turn the page. Look at the bottom of page 396 and write down this rule. The polygon exterior angle sum. The sum of the exterior angle measures. Of a convex polygon. One at each vertex. Is 360. The sum of the exterior angle measures of a convex polygon, one at each vertex, is 360. So if you had four-sided shape here, okay? Remember that an exterior angle is formed by the extension of one side and the next side, okay? So in this case, this would be an exterior angle right here. All right, maybe this is X. And then an extension of a side and the next side, all right, this might be X minus 10. Extension of a side and the next side forms an exterior angle. So this might be 3X. And the extension of a side and a side. All right. So if you take one exterior angle at each vertex, what do they have to sum? They got to sum 360. Okay? So you're going to be finding and solving for variables at exterior angles today as well. So you got an X plus X is 2X and another X. So you got 6 X's total. What do you got? Minus 15 equals 360. Add your 15. And 6X equals divide by 6. And X is going to equal 375 divided by 6, 62.5. Okay? Now let's clear something up real quick. This right here, this is not an exterior angle. Okay? That angle, this blue angle that I'm talking about right here, this is formed by the extension of two sides, isn't it? It's not considered an exterior angle. This x minus 5, that is an exterior angle. That's formed by the extension of a side and a side. This is an exterior angle. Okay, these two are vertical angles, so they're congruent. But you can only pick one of them at each vertex. Okay? If you get a picture like this over here, now this x is an exterior angle. And so would this. This is an exterior angle. These are both congruent. They're vertical angles. This is not. This is not an exterior angle. It's formed by the extension of two sides. So make sure you understand the difference between an exterior angle and an angle that's not an exterior angle. Okay? Page 398. Page 398, problems 8 through 20. And check headline for homework.